Hi there, welcome back to Learn Academic English. I'm Jenna, and on this channel I teach intermediate and advanced level lessons for English learners who want to take their language to the next level. In today's lesson, I'm going to teach you 8 advanced phrasal verbs. I consider these phrasal verbs to be advanced for 2 reasons. One is that all of them are super common, so they're absolutely necessary for you to know. But all of them are used with 3 words, and because they have 3 words, they can be extra tricky. In today's lesson, we will take a quiz together at the beginning to see how many of these phrasal verbs you already know. Then I'll present these phrasal verbs one by one with the meanings and example sentences. And finally, at the end of the video, we'll take the quiz again to check your understanding of these phrasal verbs. Now, some of these phrasal verbs might not be new for you. Many of them are so common that I'm sure you already know them. But it's important to make sure that you know exactly how to use them, including how to get all 3 of those words correctly in your sentence. Before we get into that, I'd like to remind you to please give this video a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you find it helpful. And please note that I offer memberships here on my YouTube channel if you would like more connection and feedback from me every week. So let's take that quick quiz of these common 3-word phrasal verbs. I'm going to show you a sentence, and you're going to choose from a list of phrasal verbs that you can use to fill in the blanks. The phrasal verbs that we're going to learn today are face up to, back out of, run out of, talk someone out of something, get along with someone, catch up with someone, brush up on something, and to catch up on something. Sentence number 1. She's a really outgoing person and almost everyone she meets. So go ahead and pause the video and write your answer to fill in that sentence. Number 2. It's time to the fact that we've been ignoring the problem for far too long. Number 3, I'm afraid we've milk. Could you please go to the store and get some? Number 4, he promised to help me move, but then it at the last minute. Number 5, I tried to her quitting her job, but it was no use. Number 6, I need to my reading if I want to finish this book by tomorrow. Okay, so make sure you've got your answers for those sentences. And now let's take a look at these 8 advanced phrasal verbs. Number 1, to face up to something. To face up to something means to face an unpleasant situation. For example, you need to face up to the reality that your parents are getting older and will need more of your help. Or, I can't face up to the fact that I'm turning 50 soon.
You better face up to it, son.
So this phrasal verb actually can be used in a different way. We actually can take out the words up to and just use the word face. I can't face the fact that I'm turning 50 soon. But to face up to something sort of emphasizes that meaning of to face an unpleasant situation, to face up to it. Okay, number 2, to back out of something is to leave a situation that you are expected to be in. For example, I need to tell Lucy that I can't make it to the party. I hate to back out on our plans, but I don't want to go. Or, if you want to back out of the contract, you have 48 hours to cancel.
You can't just back out of it.
One thing that's important to know about this phrasal verb is that it's possible to drop the word of if there's no noun that comes after it. Now, in this case, this would probably be if you already know what you're talking about. The context in the conversation is clear. For example, Lucy's having that big party tonight, but I'm gonna have to back out. Back out of what? Back out of the party. So in that case, we can drop the of the party or of it and just say, I need to back out. Number 3, to run out of something. To run out of something means that you don't have any more of something, that it's gone. Sorry, but we don't have any chicken tonight. We ran out of it about an hour ago. So that's something that you might hear at a restaurant.
I ran out of money.
Like the previous phrasal verb, run out of something can also be used without the of and the noun. For example, I'm sorry to tell you, but we don't have any more chicken tonight. We ran out an hour ago. So we can skip the of it and just say we ran out. Number 4, to talk someone out of something. To talk someone out of something means to persuade someone not to do something. Now, this is why phrasal verbs are so important in English, because we never say, I persuaded her not to do something. We always say, I talked her out of it. They express a meaning that we just don't express in any other way. For example, he wanted to buy the most expensive car, but his wife talked him out of it. He ended up getting a used one instead.
You can't talk me out of it.
Next one, to get along with. Super common phrasal verb. I'm sure you know this one already, but let's check and see if you know exactly how to use it. To get along with someone is to have a good, friendly relationship with another person. For example, I get along with all of my coworkers. Or, do you get along well with your roommates? Notice that with get along, we often add the adverb well. I get along well with my roommates.
He's getting along well with his roommate?
Well, actually, I'm getting along with everyone.
What about the negative? We usually would just add the word don't. I don't get along with my roommates. Or, I don't get along well with my roommates.
Yeah, well, he doesn't exactly get along with anybody.
Now, this is another one where we could drop the with and the noun. And we could say, for example, I don't like my new roommate. We don't get along.
We actually get along.
The next one is to catch up with someone. To catch up with someone has 2 meanings. First, to catch up with someone means to connect with someone after a long time. For example, I haven't seen my friends for a long time. I want to catch up with them soon. Or we might say, for example, I haven't seen you in so long. Let's catch up. To catch up with someone or just catch up is to reconnect and share all the things that you haven't talked about with that person for a while.
Sit down, CB. Let's catch up.
Okay, the second meaning of to catch up with someone is to reach the same level as others after you have fallen behind. For example, while he was sick, he got behind on his studies, but now he's trying to catch up with the others, or he's trying to catch up with his classmates. Or, in this case, we also could just drop with the others and we would understand the context. He's trying to catch up.
She'll never catch up. She's a month behind already.
Okay, the next one, to brush up on something. Super common phrasal verb. To brush up on something means to hone your skills after not using them for a while, or to practice and improve your skills or knowledge. So this is especially when you're rusty at something, you need to brush up on it. For example, I need to brush up on my Italian before I go to Italy next month. So this means that I know some Italian, but I haven't been using it. I need to practice, I need to review in order to improve again.
I'd brush up on his skills before tomorrow.
Well, you should brush up on your Spanish.
All right, and the last one is to catch up on. Now notice that to catch up on and catch up with are different. To catch up on something is to complete something after you have fallen behind. For example, after being sick last week, I have a lot of work to catch up on. Or I've really fallen behind in math class, I need to catch up.
Catching up on your reading, I see.
Catching up on some paperwork.
Okay, let's take that quiz one more time and see if you can fill in the blanks correctly. Number 1, she's a really outgoing person and almost everyone she meets. So the answer here should be gets along with, or you could use the word well. Gets along well with. Number 2, it's time to, the fact that we've been ignoring the problem for far too long. It's time to face up to the fact. It's time to face an unpleasant situation. Number 3, I'm afraid we've milk. Could you please go to the store and get some? I'm afraid we've run out of milk. Run out of milk. Number 4, he promised to help me move, but then it at the last minute. He backed out of it. He backed out of it. So make sure you're using the past tense. He backed out of it. Number 5, I tried to her quitting her job, but it was no use. I tried to talk her out of quitting her job. So we need to put that pronoun her. And finally, I need to my reading if I want to finish this book by tomorrow. I need to catch up on my reading if I want to finish this book by tomorrow. Remember the difference between catch up with and catch up on. Catch up with is going to be with a person, and catch up on is to catch up on something. Okay, so let me know in the comments below how you did on this quiz, and if you have any questions about these common phrasal verbs. And please don't forget to give this video a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you want more lessons like this one. And I hope to see you back here soon. Take care.